Hello guys, welcome to Let's Talk with Pepe Rose. You guys know what this channel is all about already. I'm all about helping you to understand women and helping you to make the right choice when it comes to women. Today's video will be talking about finding love abroad versus spouse importation. Moving on to this video, I'll be talking about why most African guys in diaspora, why they prefer to import a wife from home. Okay, and also be telling you guys the advantage and the disadvantage of importing a wife, and also the advantage and the disadvantage of finding a partner where you are based. So you may want to stay true to this video because we have lots and lots of important information for you guys, just so you know what you are going for before you make that decision. So some of the reasons why majority of African guys prefer to import wife from home rather than finding a partner where they are based. Like dating a girl, finding someone to date is not really that simple, you know. Even to walk up to a girl, like you know how it is back home, you can easily walk up to a girl you see along the road to say, "Hi, I like you." It's not that simple here, because once you try it, majority of the girls will be tagging you, you're harassing them. Yeah, how are you harassing me? And that alone can lead a guy into trouble. So most of our guys try to avoid this, like really, instead of getting myself into trouble because I want to date a girl, I'd rather import my wife from my hometown. Okay, the second reason could be that most men will say that majority of the girls born and raised abroad doesn't have that African home training, you know, like all those wife material training. Just when you get married to a man, you want your marriage to work, you're going to do everything possible for your marriage to work, respect your husband and other stuff. Majority of guys believe that most girls born and raised in diaspora doesn't have those wife material quality they are looking for in women. Hence, that's why they prefer to travel back home, get married, and import their wife. The third reason could be because of their ego, or will I say inferiority complex. You can put the two together. Let me explain. There's this guy I know, okay? He told me about his experience trying to date a girl where he's based in diaspora, okay? And his experience when he travels back home. He complained about girls not noticing him, girls not giving him the chance, the opportunity to even date. Okay, this guy is someone that already put a lot of effort to find love abroad. Okay, he even went as far as using dating app. Once he meets someone and try to get serious with the person, and the person will be like, "What do you do for a living? I'm a caregiver," and like that's the end of the relationship. You guys, you know. But whenever he travels home, whenever he travel back to Africa, to Nigeria, if you see the way girls are flocking around him, okay, every girl wants to be around him. Every girl wants to date him. They respect him because he's abroad. They don't care what you do as long as you're living abroad. In his words, that makes him feel so good. Okay, he was like, "So what am I doing with these girls in diaspora that's making me feel like I'm not good enough? Here I am, girls are all over me, flocking over me. I can simply choose one from them, get married to, and import them abroad." Okay, so these are the reasons why most African guys prefer to import spouse abroad rather than finding a partner where they are based. Having said that, let's move over to the advantage and disadvantage of importing a partner from home. Of course, whenever we talk about importing spouse from home, we'll be talking about cultural and value alignment. Okay, you share the same culture, you share the same value, you guys understand each other, you speak the same language, you know your tradition and your custom. Nothing surprising, no cultural shock. Okay. Secondly, we'll be talking about ease of family relationship. Okay, you guys already understand each other. Your family is going to understand each other. Building that in-law relationship is going to be really, really easy because just like I said before, you guys speak the same language, you understand the tradition, you understand the custom. Your family are going to get along so easily, so well. We'll talk about emotional support, okay? We've talked about financial control and stability. Because once you are living abroad, okay, you have been staying abroad for a very long time or for a while, and when you go import your wife is just new. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't know. She will have to start all over to build her career. Okay, that's where she depends on you fully for a while until she starts building her own career. So that financial stability, like getting your wife fully depend on you, generally most African men love that. Moving over to the disadvantage, yeah, most of the disadvantage affects the important partner. For instance, we talk about cultural adjustment. Okay, she has to adjust to the country, has to learn their culture, their language, their lifestyle, and some women really find this difficult to adapt to. Secondly, we'll be talking about potential feeling of isolation or dependency. You remember I said most of the disadvantage falls on the imported partner. Okay, she'll be feeling kind of isolated because she doesn't know anyone. She'll be depending on you fully for almost everything because this is somewhere that she's so new to. Okay, and most times most women don't really feel good about that, so it's a kind of a disadvantage on her own path. We are also going to be including the economical and logistical cost. Okay, you all know what it costs to bring a partner abroad. Okay, you're going to pay through your nose doing the visa, doing the application, you pay for this and pay for that. So the cost also is what to consider. You know how much you are going to be spending, the time it takes, the money it takes. Okay, so these also things that you need to consider. Is a kind of a disadvantage that I'm going to include. Another thing you may want to consider, which is equally the disadvantage, is the difficulties in securing a job, to securing employment for your partner when they arrive UK. You can imagine after spending all those money in bringing your partner, to get employment for her becomes a problem, maybe because of language barrier or because of unrecognized qualifications, unrecognized certificates. Thinking about it, after spending all those money in bringing her over, you are likely going to spend more money to get a good qualification for her, to get a recognized certificate before she can start earning, or maybe she needs time to go study the language if you're in a country where they don't speak English. So now let's talk about finding a partner in Europe. This is ideal for those prioritizing convenience, shared local experiences, and interrogation into European society. Like I said in the beginning, both approach have their unique advantage and disadvantages. Okay, it all depends on the person's personality, like person's lifestyle, choice, goals, and readiness to navigate complexities. Now let's talk about the advantage of finding a partner where you are based in diaspora. Of course, number one is ease of integration. Okay, both parties are already familiar with their local society. Okay, you're already familiar with the culture, you are likely to share similar experience. Okay, both of you can just really relate to each other's life based on the society you are into. Nobody's going to be talking about cultural shock or trying to adapt. Both of you are already on the system, and that will bring the number two, which is the social and economic benefits. Okay, one, you're not going to be spending a whole lot of money to import a wife, to process your visa and all that. Secondly, nobody is coming to be depending on you for anything, for finances or for anything. Both of you are going to be bringing your connections together to make a better life for each other. Okay, and we're talking about government benefits. If both of you have been staying there for a long time, you're likely going to be benefiting a lot from the government. So we're not going to be talking about any financial struggle or somebody depending on you fully. So that is really a huge advantage if you ask me. We'll also be talking about border exposure. Okay, your partner could be someone from another tribe or another society, another country, but both of you are living together in the same country. Okay, in as much as both of you already understand the system, you'll also be learning one or two things from her based on her culture and tradition, and so will she be learning things from your country, your culture. Both of you are exposed enough to be open-minded, to accept things and to accept things the way they are. Without wasting much time, let's talk about the disadvantage, which is simply loss of heritage. Okay, like risk of losing ties in Africa tradition. Okay, imagine you're married to somebody that's not from Africa. Okay, you are likely going to face the risk of losing that tie, that African tradition ties. Okay, it depends on how you go about it. I'll also be talking about losing risk of your heritage, because this is a tradition you would like to pass on to your children. But when your partner is not from there, she really don't understand what the tradition is all about, and you guys hardly go back home. Trust me, your children will be finding it difficult to really understand your culture and your tradition, and most African men consider this as a very big disadvantage. So having listed the advantage and disadvantage of importing a partner, likewise the advantage and disadvantage of finding a partner abroad, I would say it's best for people that like culture. Okay, culture preservation, heritage preservation. Okay, passing your culture and tradition onto your children, and familiar alignment. If you're holding on to things that your father, your great grandfather taught you, and your expectation in a woman should be back the way it is back home, then importing a partner is the right choice for you. Why finding a partner abroad? If for those really open-minded people that like convenience, okay, that like to share ideas, that love to learn and unlearn. So before you decide if it's better for you to find a partner where you are based or to import from home, you really have to watch this video to consider all these things before you make the bold step. Thank you guys for staying true to the end of this video. I hope you have learned one or two things from this video. Please do give me a thumbs up if you like this video, share this video, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.